Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Fabi, and welcome to Arrows DIY. On my channel, I like to create Dollar Tree DIYs, high-end dupes, thrift flips, and the occasional trash to treasure. Today I have some Americana Patriotic decor for your home, always on a budget, of course. I shared them last year, but since then I've gained so many subscribers, so I want to thank you all for your support, and I hope you enjoy. For our first project, we're going to be using this denim blouse I had at home. I just cut off the area where the buttonholes are, that entire strip. I cut off that strip, and now I'm just going to trace this bucket to make a 10-inch diameter circle. Once it's cut out, I took this cutting board. I believe Dollar Tree has some cutting boards as well, cutting mats. And I'm just going to arrange them like so. I'm going to use some of these plastic knives from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to hot glue them in position. Once they're all hot glued, I also made sure that that circle would cover that middle section. Before I hot glue the fabric to the center there, I'm going to go ahead and paint it. The first coat of paint, I used what I like to call my cheap paint, my apple barrel paint. And then once that was dry, I went in with another coat of the FAUX art paint in the color Winter White. And you can use any white you like. I just, I prefer the FAUX art because it has really good coverage. And I just didn't want to waste all of it. So once that was all nice and dry, I went in with this onion bag. I just like the texture that it adds. So if you have an onion bag, you can go ahead and use yours as well. The challenge this day last year was to create using some of your garbage or whatever supplies you had at home, kind of, crafting with your trash. So this would be considered a trash to treasure. I love making trash to treasures, high-end dupes on my channel. So once everything was cut out in position, I went ahead and I cut out this semicircle shape. Then I started with one of the sides there. I just started hot gluing the onion bag around the edge to create kind of like a scalloped lace trim. And I really like how that looked. I just bunched it up every 6 inches or so in the center there, and I just continued making that pattern all the way around the edge of this. What I like about this as well is that it's fairly waterproof, except for the doilies, but I also had some leftover ribbon for my stash, so I just cut those into little 1-inch strips, and I hot glued them right where the scallops meet. I had these doilies from the Dollar Tree. I cut those in half, and then I just put them all around, kind of in between those red onion bag scallops. So once all that was in position, I started by making these little tiny bows, just these shoelace bows, and I wanted them to be the same size, so that I went ahead and I just hot glued them right in the middle of those little ribbons, and then I hot glued the entire thing to the strip where the buttons were on the shirt. And that's pretty much it for this project, but I would like to know what you think about this project. I think it's so cute and literally cost me nothing. This was just stuff I had on hand. So I hope you enjoy that one. Let me know in the comments below. For this next project, I was going to save this. As you can see, this book was at the end of its life. And it was just a Thomas the Engine book that my children obviously enjoyed. So I was going to get rid of it, but then I saw the color sticking out of the donation box, and I was like, I kind of like it. So I took this and I traced the bottom of a coffee can, and I'm just going to use my X-Acto knife to kind of score the shape where I would like this next part to be. So I'm going to just use the X-Acto knife to score and cut out the shape of the circle, and then I'm going to go in with my box cutter once I have that kind of, that area beveled out kind of. I just followed the same area with the box cutter knife, going up and down carefully just to cut out that circle. Once the circle was cut out, I added some felt from the Dollar Tree, just whatever felt you have on hand, and I chose to put that in between the page in case I wanted to switch this out for another season. I could just take out the whole felt area. Meaning this succulent planter is going to be versatile because the felt is not hot glued to the inside of the book. So we could easily switch this out for any other decor, but I really like how this turned out. I added some succulents from the Dollar Tree, as well as this white floral called Queen Anne's lace. And then I added some moss stones, all from the Dollar Tree, as well as a Spanish moss. Once that was done, I just embellished it some more with some ribbon I had on hand. So I added this thick white ribbon first, and then two kind of skinnier ribbons, and I got them from the ribbon assortment pack at Michael's. It's just like ribbon scraps that they sell for $2. All right, so for this next project, I'm going to be using some of these napkins from Dollar Tree and the ones with the American flag. I'm going to go ahead and cut it into 4 sections and remove any extra plies from underneath. Then I'm going to take one of these candles from the Dollar Tree and I'm just going to wrap it in this napkin. So it's very important you have all the plies separated. Then I'm going to use some some Mod Podge, not hot glue, and I'm just going to adhere it like so. Once the napkin is cut down to the size and length of this candle, I'm just going to put a thin layer of Mod Podge on there and then just kind of tap it on, going little bits at a time. That way we don't have any wrinkles. Now this is very smooth in texture, so you don't really get any wrinkles as long as you're taking your time adding little bits of Mod Podge at a time. Once it was all complete, I cut off the excess napkin and then I just sealed the entire thing with Mod Podge. I don't plan on lighting these. All I want to do is have these on a candlestick, maybe for a table setting or your mantle. It's for decor purposes, so please don't light this candle because I'm not sure what it will do when it hits the Mod Podge. Okay, so this is another idea with the same napkin. You could take this napkin and I cut it just as before, same exact way, separating the plies as well. And now I'm going to take some of these roses from the Dollar Tree, and these were called bouquet from the Americana season, the Patriotic decor season. I just took this little flower and I'm just tracing the petal of the rose in different spots where I would like the stripes to go on the petals. So once I traced out different spots of the napkin, I overlapped the napkins perfectly. I stacked them up, and then I just plan to cut the same sections out at once. So we have a lot of petals to decoupage onto the rose petals. And this is actually going to be a detail that I add onto the last project in this video today, where I make a truck. So this video is actually sped up because I've had other DIYs last year. If you want to see a slower, more intuitive version of this video, you can find that on my video from last year. I was just trying to group them all together in one place to make them accessible and convenient for your entertainment. So I hope you guys find some cool ideas. Now, when I used the Mod Podge on the white rose, it showed the colors a lot more, the colors of this napkin were a lot more vibrant on the white rose. So just keep that in mind. But I really do like the red one as well. So depending on the napkin you use, just be mindful that the napkin details show best on the white rose because it gives it kind of like a plain canvas. All right, so as you can see, I just put one layer of Mod Podge on one petal. I used the sponge brush applicator from Dollar Tree to put one nice healthy dollop of Mod Podge. And then I just use the same little applicator to pick up the piece of napkin and then just to adhere it. It does take a little bit of practice. It is a little finicky the first few times you do it, but you do develop a method with time. And once it was attached, I put another coat of Mod Podge right on top. And don't worry, because Mod Podge dries clear. So this is how it looks on all 3 colors of the roses. And I think it looks really, really nice. It was a lot of fun to customize these roses. So if you can't find flowers like that at your Dollar Tree, you could totally just make your own. Now for this next project, I'm going to be using this rug grip. It's like an underlay rug. Anyways, I picked it up at Dollar Tree, and now I'm just cutting it into strips. The size of the strips are not that important, but you just want them thin enough to fit in between these wreath wire forms. So these are the tiny wreath forms from the Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to knot these little strips all around the wreath form. And they are gripped, so you don't have to secure with hot glue or anything. They stay right in place, no problems at all. So as you can see, I just did that for the inside as well as the outside ring of this wreath. This one is also in a slower version in another video if you want to see a slower, more comprehensive version of this video. I just thought it would be better to remake the video because I didn't have proper equipment last year. I mean, I still don't have proper equipment, but maybe you couldn't hear me at all last year. Okay, so now I'm going to take this ribbon. These ribbon are also from Michael's. And I just cut them into about 6-inch strips. And I'm just going to knot them in around the middle wire of this wreath form. And I just kind of skip a section. So I would say I probably scattered them about 4 inches apart. Because this is a little wreath form. This is a tiny one. So this one's going to be in my kitchen cabinet. I think it's so cute. So once I have 6 of these in different places, I just took another ribbon, a thinner ribbon with a little red detail in it. It kind of had like red stitching down the center. So I just tied a knot in between the first set of ribbons we tied on. So that's how it's looking for now. Now I'm going to make kind of like a tassel, like a bushy bow. So I'm going to use this this blue and white baker's twine. And I'm just going to wrap it around my fingers about 20 times. And once that was done, I tied it off, keeping those tails long so that we can attach it to the wreath by those tails. Now, once you have all your tassels made, I'm going to go ahead and cut off the ends. This is just a fun decorative feature. You don't have to do this. You could totally do whatever you want on your project. But I thought this would be a fun texture to add to our fun, bushy rag bow wreath. So, and it helps tie in the blue of the Americana colors. So anyways, I just attached those by the strings in between the first 2 ribbons we put on there. So now it's time to add the florals. I got these at Dollar Tree, and surprise, surprise, they're called bouquet. I don't know why they call all their flowers are called bouquet. So anyways, I'm going to pop off the back just to help it adhere a little better. That way the center portion also gets some hot glue and it stays nice and put. And I just randomly put the flowers around this wreath. And I really love how this one turned out. So you got to let me know in the comments which one is your favorite DIY today. And I really hope that you enjoy this video. This video is part of the 4th Friday challenge, and it's hosted by Sarah from Jujubee Sarah and Lisa from Our Grey House. This month, the guest host is Corey from Crafted by Corey, and I will leave all their links in the description box below, as well as the playlist link. So check that out so you'll get more patriotic inspiration. Now for this next project, I'm going to be using this wood sign from Easter and this flag from the Dollar Tree, as well as some craft sticks. So to start, I just took some craft sticks and I started hot gluing them horizontally on the board, and I kind of stagger them so it's kind of like a brick design. So I do that for the top as well as the bottom, and I'm going to put the American flag in the center. So I just wanted to be sure that everything was kind of filled in around the edges, and then I will add the American flag. So I just did this all around the borders to kind of give it a framed, finished effect. And this one's very simple to do, but it's very beautiful. I mean, if this is home decor, rustic home decor, if you love that stuff, then around here, I would like to welcome you. My name is Favi. I'm a crafty mother of 5, and I love home decor on a budget. So if that's something that interests you, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join our family here on YouTube. I'm currently working on another patriotic video, so hopefully you'll stick around to see more of what I make in this house. Now, as you can see, I stained the craft sticks, and the stain that I used was one called Barnwood by Craftsmart, and I got it at Michael's on sale. And it kind of has like a gray undertone, but it's so beautiful. Anyways, once that was dry, I just hot glued the flag right in the center, and that's it. Okay, but let me add, before I hot glued the flag on, I made sure to wipe off any excess stain from the craft sticks because I didn't want them to stain the flag. Once that was done, I just distressed the flag because I love distressing my patriotic home decor. Now for our last project, I'm going to be making this truck. Now this truck I got in a Michael's grab box for $5, and it's good quality wood and it's beautiful. So I started off by putting on these stars. I thrifted these a while back, but they're just like the ones that teachers use to say, you know, good job, or any charts. Anyways, I stuck those on, and then I went in with some of my just any blue paint. I kind of watered it down, and I went over those stars. Once those were all done, I just went in. I wanted this to be very kind of rustic, as you can see. I didn't make any straight lines. I just put a craft stick in between and painted So once all of the red lines were made, I went in with some white paint, and I just roughly painted in any of the sections I wanted to be white. And also, I forgot to mention that when I added on the stickers, I wanted them to seem like they were more concentrated in the front of the truck and kind of dispersed in the center of the truck. So once everything was dry, I went ahead and I took off the stickers, and then I just distressed everything lightly with this Barnwood stain, and I just accentuated any of the truck features with the stain. And I like how this one turned out. It's very rustic and all those things. Now to cover these eggs in the back of the truck, I first added some doilies. I cut a doily just for a decorative feature to make it a little bit more cutesy. In my original video, I called it Broke Girls Lace. So that's how I see the doily. And then I just added on the roses and some of these mums. And that's how it turned out. But guys, let me know what you think about all these DIYs. Which one was your favorite today? I hope you got an idea or two for your patriotic home decor this year. I want to wish you all a great American holiday season and Memorial Day. If you don't mind, please hit that thumbs up. It really helps me. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Thank you so much for all of you who have subscribed, and hit that bell to be notified every time I post a new video. Life has been crazy so far, so I have no idea when I'm posting. Hit that bell so you don't miss a new video. I also craft live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I want to thank all of you guys for watching and always supporting my channel. Thank you so much. God bless. Take care. Catch you on the next one. Bye. If you like this video, here's some others you might enjoy.